5 years after a senseless act of violence, a woman comes back from self imposed exile to seek vengeance against those responsible and the system that let them go free. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve from VALHARTV, and today I will be reviewing Peppermint, a 2018 movie from Lionsgate. This is currently trending at number 4 in the U.S. today on Netflix's top 10. This is from the director of Taken, and this stars Jennifer Garner. So this is basically her comeback to acting. She was an Alias a while ago, but I don't think she's been in anything since then. The movie opens pretty quick, too. So we open up with a car in an empty parking lot where we meet Jennifer Gardner's character, Riley, cold-bloodedly dispatching a nameless assailant that she asks if he remembers her. It's a fight that takes place in a car. Nothing spectacular, really, about that. After that, we get a flashback of her backstory. It takes place 5 years before that. She sees a Girl Scout box of cookies, and she gets the flashback of her backstory. We also meet Stan, who's played by John Gallagher Jr., and his partner John Ortiz. I may have butchered that. I apologize. But they're detectives who are assigned to the case. As they're finding bodies all over the place. There's like 3 bodies that are strung up off of a Ferris wheel. So they're assigned to the case, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. We also get to meet a FBI agent by the name of Lisa Inman, who's played by Annie Ilanza. So we get to see the FBI come in, and that's when they start kind of piecing things together. As the movie really progresses, though, we get more bodies dropping. We get an explosion as well, and before the explosion, we get a line from Jennifer that is, "If you can remember my name, I'll let you live." So we get to see her try to, and she's trying to see if any of these people even remember, like, who she is as she's going through to get her revenge. And, of course, we get an explosion, and it's a normal explosion. There's nothing like spectacular about it. It's not overdone. It's not underdone. There's like a lot of things for the special effects in this that really are just your standard special effects. They're not over the top in like some other movies, but we get a lot of different bodies, and then there is I thought a decent shootout scene in a piñata factory. So there was that, and it really kind of showcases Jennifer Gardner's acting and stuff. She really does stand out though with her hand-to-hand combat. That was apparent in Alias as well as this movie, and other movies. I mean, she played in Elektra, which wasn't really that good, but she still, you could tell she was giving that role her attention, like her all, and it shows in this movie too. She is kind of the stereotypical, like vigilante / superhero, or not superhero but hero. She's going, she goes through and she plays a stereotypical role for that almost you would think that, like in the past, men have played this role more predominantly, but there have been other movies where a woman has played a really good lead part in an action movie like that, and this right here for her, she stands out in this movie. She carried this movie, I thought. The story, though, is a little far-fetched. I mean, in her backstory, we see that, at first she is just a normal person who's just going through life day to day and everything. And then she just up and runs off after this tragic events happen, and she comes back with a skill set that she just can kill people. Like it was, wasn't very hard. And she goes through, so she can get her revenge is what it's for. And you know, they even say in the movie that they don't know exactly what she was up to after she ran off, and you know, so they go through trying to figure out what her, you know, motives are, and then eventually they, you know, the cops and everybody get there. Uh, but you know, like the music in this didn't really stand out very much. Again, Gardner's acting was probably the uh, best part of the movie. She does just as good as she did in Alias, and I think maybe a little bit better than she did in Elektra. She really shows that she can be a really badass actor, you know, especially for this type of character. She really is comes across in this as badass. I mean, in one of the scenes, I cracked up laughing. She makes a person pee themselves, and then she tries to make a joke, and the person freaks out even more, and she's like, "Ah, it's a joke. Get over it," and then walks away. And it's just like, dude, that's awesome. You know, so I thought that was pretty funny. But you know, again, this is really an old-fashioned vigilante slash revenge story. It plays into a lot of different stereotypes that I'm sure some people won't like. But you know, this has all been done before. You know, before this movie, you know, there are other movies. Let's see here, Death Wish. You know, there's a new remake of it, but before you had Charles Bronson who played in Death Wish, and you know, that was a whole revenge story as well. So it played into the stereotypes in that, you know, a little bit as well, like this movie. But overall, this was an okay to a decent movie. I thought I'd give this a 5.5 at 6. You know, at least. This wasn't anything that was like spectacular. This wasn't anything that was absolutely terrible though either. And you know, then that's really just my opinion. I personally didn't mind this movie at all. You know, again, I thought it was decent to go, you know, okay. So if you guys like what I do, please hit the like button and subscribe, as I'll be doing more content each week. And go ahead and leave a like down below. Let me know what you thought of the movie, if you've seen it yet. If you haven't, please go watch it and then come back and watch my review. But take care for now, everybody.